In this very moment, you're being held at the lowest tier of reality, and that's by design. While you've been grinding, surviving, clocking in, scrolling, a tiny group has been operating from level 6 and level 7. They're playing a completely different game. They know what you've never been taught, they perceive what you've never been allowed to see, and the distance between your life and theirs. It isn't talent that IT isn't luck, that IT isn't better genes. It's knowledge of the 7 levels of reality, knowledge that's been guarded, hidden, and passed behind closed doors for thousands of years. Here's the part you were never told: reality is layered. What you're touching, seeing, and struggling through right now, that's only level 1, the surface layer. Or as they quietly think of it, the cage. It's where they need you contained, working, consuming, distracted, feeding a system they control, while they move through higher levels where the rules bend. Manifestation is immediate and consciousness is used to recode reality itself. Do you really believe the ultra-wealthy got there by just working harder? That world leaders just happened into power? That the architects of the system are playing by the same rulebook as you? They're not. That they're operating from level 6 and level 7. And their greatest advantage is you never realizing those levels even exist, but that advantage ends now. In this video, you're going to uncover all 7 levels. By the time you reach the end, you'll know exactly which level you're living from, and I'll walk you through the precise practices they use to climb higher, and once you see it, the entire game changes. Because here's the truth they're afraid you'll wake up to: you're not actually stuck at level 1. You never were. You've already been operating from level 4. You just haven't learned how to wield it. That starts today. Let's start at the bottom. Level 1. The prison. Here's the twist. No one actually lives only here, not even the people who are convinced this is all there is. Level 1 is the version of reality they want you to accept, the physical world. Solid, fixed, objective. A place where you're just a body with a job, paying bills, buying stuff, getting older, and eventually dying. In this version, nothing is real unless your 5 senses can register it. Physics is the ultimate law. Magic doesn't exist. You have no real power. That story gets installed from the moment you're born, through schools that train obedience, not power, through media that programs consumption, not creation, through a financial system built to keep you working, not wealthy, through a culture that worships celebrities while quietly labeling you as ordinary. They need you convinced that level 1 is all there is. Why? Because as long as your attention is locked on survival, fear, scarcity, and problems, you never look up, you never question, you never realize there are 6 more levels stacked above this one, levels where they operate, where the rules of the game are completely different. Here's what you're missing at level 1 consciousness: you still think matter is truly solid. You don't realize atoms are 99.999% empty space, that a solid chair beneath you is just electromagnetic forces creating the illusion of density. Everything around you, including your own body, is mostly emptiness held together by invisible fields, and you still think time is linear, past, present, future in a straight line, instead of seeing it as just another construct of this lowest level. You don't yet see that quantum physics has already shattered this version of reality. Time isn't what you think it is. What we call past and future aren't neatly lined up in a straight line somewhere out there. They exist at once, and consciousness just slices through a tiny fragment we call now, while the deeper layers of reality exist outside of time altogether. You believe you're separate, you in here and a world out there. You don't see that the boundary is fake. The atoms in your body were once stars, once oceans, once other living beings. That you're not in the universe. You're a temporary pattern the universe is making, you think reality is objective, sitting there unchanged whether anyone looks at it or not, but at the quantum level, nothing is fixed until it's observed. Observation collapses possibility into form. Every moment, you are collapsing reality into existence, without even knowing you're doing it, and the most important illusion of all, you think you're powerless, you think life happens to you, that you're at the mercy of luck, circumstance, or other people's decisions. This belief is the single most profitable illusion ever created, because people who feel powerless don't rebel. They comply, they grind, they stay asleep, and that is not what I want for you. Every one of us is worthy of knowing who we truly are. Why they need you stuck at level 1? Look around. Every major system in society is engineered to pin your attention to level 1. That your job keeps you stressed, exhausted, and locked on survival. When you're worried about rent, you're not exploring the nature of reality. Media keeps your nervous system hijacked with fear and outrage that if you're glued to scandals, disasters, and politics, you're not awakening to your power. The education system rewards obedience, not ascension. They give you just enough knowledge to produce, never enough to be truly free. Even spirituality gets repackaged and sold back to you, promising heaven later, instead of showing you how to access higher states of consciousness now. Now here's the punchline: all of it, work, media, systems, noise, serves one purpose: to keep you small. To keep you locked at level 1. Meanwhile, a tiny fraction of people are playing the game from level 6 and level 7, and the higher they climb, the more influence they have over life, and over reality itself. They don't want more players up there, but that changes now. The truth: you don't actually live at level 1. Level 1 is the content of reality, the rendered environment, the what. But you're not the what. You're the who experiencing it, and the who doesn't exist at level 1. Think of a video game. The graphics, NPCs, and world are level 1. But you're not the character on the screen. You're the player holding the controller, operating from a completely different layer. Reality works the same way. Your body shows up at level 1. Your consciousness does not. Once you understand where you actually exist, the entire structure of your life starts to shift. But first, you need to see level 2. Because level 2 is where the cracks appear, where the illusion starts to glitch, where you glimpse the code beneath the graphics. Reality stops feeling rigid and starts becoming fluid. Physics stops acting like a prison and starts looking like a playground. Once you truly see level 2, you can never again fully believe that reality is just solid stuff. Level 2, the quantum field. This is where reality stops behaving like concrete and starts behaving like probability. For most people, this is where the first real awakening happens, that eerie sense of, wait, the world doesn't work the way I was taught. Something underneath is moving with me, responding to me, almost alive. But level 2 is also where a lot of people stall out, because once you glimpse the quantum layer, synchronicities, strange timing, manifestations, it's easy to drift into pure, magical thinking, chasing signs, reading meaning into every pattern, talking about good vibes, without understanding the deeper mechanics. Most people never move past that. You're living from level 2. If you've noticed, reality doesn't always obey the old rules. Coincidences happen too often to be random. Your thoughts seem to nudge outcomes. You've had moments where something you pictured showed up almost instantly. You're drawn to ideas like quantum physics, energy work, or the law of attraction. You sense that observation changes things. Even if you can't fully explain how. Level 2 consciousness is the realization that beneath the apparent solidity of level 1, there's a field, a quantum field, a realm of pure possibility. Nothing is fixed until it's measured. Particles exist in superposition, all potential states at once. until observation collapses them into one actual outcome. When you grasp this, you realize, I'm not just watching reality, that I'm participating in generating it, every second. But here's what you have to understand: simply seeing the quantum layer is only the doorway. The real question is, why does reality operate this way? Why is there a probabilistic field beneath the solid world? And what does that imply about who you actually are? To answer that, we need to look at the discovery that changed everything. Back in the early 1900s, physicists stumbled onto something that should have blown the entire materialist worldview apart. That it was so unsettling, so reality-breaking, that many of them tried to ignore it, argue it away, or bury it under equations and technical language. Let me put it simply: imagine you're watching two security cameras pointed at two different doors. On camera 1, you clearly see someone walk through the left door. Then you check camera 2, and at the same moment, that same person is walking through the right door. Not a twin, not a glitch, the same person, in the same instant, in two places at once. So you rewind the footage to figure out which door they really used first, and the moment you look for a definite answer, the footage changes. Why they need you stuck at level 1? Look around. Every major system in society is engineered to pin your attention to level 1. That your job keeps you stressed, exhausted, and locked on survival. When you're worried about rent, you're not exploring the nature of reality. Media keeps your nervous system hijacked with fear and outrage. That if you're glued to scandals, disasters, and politics, you're not awakening to your power. The education system rewards obedience, not ascension. They give you just enough knowledge to produce, never enough to be truly free. Even spirituality gets repackaged and sold back to you, promising heaven later, instead of showing you how to access higher states of consciousness now. Now here's the punchline: all of it, work, media, systems, noise, serves one purpose: to keep you small. To keep you locked at level 1. Meanwhile, a tiny fraction of people are playing the game from level 6 and level 7, and the higher they climb, the more influence they have over life, and over reality itself. They don't want more players up there, but that changes now. The truth: you don't actually live at level 1. Level 1 is the content of reality, the rendered environment, the what. But you're not the what. You're the who experiencing it, and the who doesn't exist at level 1. Think of a video game: the graphics, NPCs, and world are level 1. But you're not the character on the screen. You're the player holding the controller, operating from a completely different layer. Reality works the same way: your body shows up at level 1. Your consciousness does not. Once you understand where you actually exist, the entire structure of your life starts to shift. But first, you need to see level 2. Because level 2 is where the cracks appear, where the illusion starts to glitch, where you glimpse the code beneath the graphics. Reality stops feeling rigid and starts becoming fluid. Physics stops acting like a prison and starts looking like a playground. Once you truly see level 2, you can never again fully believe that reality is just solid stuff. Level 2, the quantum field. This is where reality stops behaving like concrete and starts behaving like probability. For most people, this is where the first real awakening happens, that eerie sense of, wait, the world doesn't work the way I was taught. Something underneath is moving with me, responding to me, almost alive. But level 2 is also where a lot of people stall out, because once you glimpse the quantum layer, synchronicities, strange timing, manifestations, it's easy to drift into pure, magical thinking, chasing signs, reading meaning into every pattern, talking about good vibes, without understanding the deeper mechanics. Most people never move past that. You're living from level 2 if you've noticed reality doesn't always obey the old rules. Coincidences happen too often to be random. your thoughts seem to nudge outcomes. You've had moments where something you pictured showed up almost instantly. You're drawn to ideas like quantum physics, energy work, or the law of attraction. You sense that observation changes things. Even if you can't fully explain how. Level 2 consciousness is the realization that beneath the apparent solidity of level 1, there's a field, a quantum field, a realm of pure possibility. Nothing is fixed until it's measured. Particles exist in superposition, all potential states at once, until observation collapses them into one actual outcome. When you grasp this, you realize, I'm not just watching reality, that I'm participating in generating it, every second. But here's what you have to understand, simply seeing the quantum layer is only the doorway. The real question is, why does reality operate this way? Why is there a probabilistic field beneath the solid world? And what does that imply about who you actually are? To answer that, we need to look at the discovery that changed everything. Back in the early 1900s, physicists stumbled onto something that should have blown the entire materialist worldview apart. That it was so unsettling, so reality-breaking, that many of them tried to ignore it, argue it away, or bury it under equations and technical language. Let me put it simply, imagine you're watching two security cameras pointed at two different doors. On camera 1, you clearly see someone walk through the left door, then you check camera 2, and at the same moment, that same person is walking through the right door. Not a twin, not a glitch, the same person, in the same instant, in two places at once. So you rewind the footage to figure out which door they really used first, and the moment you look for a definite answer, the footage changes. Now it shows them using only one door. It's as if reality rewrote itself the instant you decided to observe it. That's not science fiction. That's the essence of the double-slit experiment, run thousands of times since 1927, with the same impossible outcome. At this level, particles behave like waves of probability, a cloud of maybes. Until they're observed, the moment they're watched, they snap into a single point, a specific state. And here's the part almost no one talks about. The particle responds to being observed. It behaves differently when it's being measured, even if the observation happens after it's already passed through. The universe is not a dead machine. It's responsive to consciousness. Reality renders based on observation. What they really discovered is this: matter is not truly solid. At the quantum level, particles don't have fixed positions or properties until they're measured. Before that, they exist as probability waves, all possible locations, all possible states, all at once. The double-slit experiment didn't just hint at this, it screamed it. This isn't a glitch in the system. This is the system. At the deepest level, observation collapses possibility into actuality. Consciousness calls form out of the quantum field. That discovery should have rewritten our entire civilization. Headlines should have read, "Scientists prove consciousness shapes reality." Instead, it got buried in jargon, filed under weird quantum stuff, and quietly dismissed. They brushed it off as quantum weirdness that doesn't matter in everyday life, kept it safely abstract, technical, and out of reach. Why? Because if people truly understood what this means, the entire control system would start to fall apart. So what does it actually imply? If consciousness collapses quantum possibilities into reality, then you're not some passive spectator wandering around a pre-written universe. You're an active creator, with your attention, your focus, your expectations. You're choosing which version of reality becomes real. Every time you observe, you're collapsing a cloud of probabilities into one outcome. Every time you expect something, you're quietly voting for which timeline shows up. Every time you direct your awareness, you're editing reality at its most fundamental layer. This is why manifestation sometimes works like magic. This is why certain people always seem lucky. This is why some live in what feels like a totally different world than everyone else, because they literally do that. They're interacting with different probabilities, collapsing different outcomes than the majority, and here's what they really don't want you to grasp: this isn't mysticism. This isn't just a poetic metaphor, this is physics. Tested. Measured. Repeated, but it only becomes powerful when you know it's happening. That if you're unaware of this, you still use this power, just unconsciously. You end up manifesting your fears, your doubts, your old conditioning, collapsing the same stale reality again and again, simply because that's what you expect. The people at level 6 and level 7, they know all of this, they use it on purpose. They understand that consciousness isn't just inside reality, it's the force that calls reality out of the quantum field, and they've hidden this truth inside dense physics papers and ancient spiritual texts, hoping you'd never connect the dots. While they've been using this to shape the world, the same quantum field is shaping your life too. The quantum layer isn't just about tiny particles in some lab experiment. It's operating in your reality right now, in every moment. You just haven't been trained to see it. Think about synchronicity, those moments of instant manifestation. You're desperate for money, and an unexpected payment shows up. That you're searching for an answer, and someone casually says exactly what you needed to hear. You're stuck and need support, and the right person appears at the perfect time. We're told that's luck. It's not that. That's you collapsing very specific probabilities from the quantum field through intense focus, emotion, and need. Or take the placebo effect. Someone takes a sugar pill, believes it's real medicine, and their body actually heals. Science admits this happens, they've documented it over and over, but they still can't fully explain why. You already know why. Or déjà vu, that eerie feeling of, I've been here before. I've lived this exact moment. Level 1 calls it a brain glitch, level 2 sees it differently. You're remembering a probability you already collapsed, or you're feeling a quantum echo, parallel versions of reality briefly overlapping. The quantum field is everywhere, around you and through you. You are literally swimming in it right now, and once you train yourself to notice it, to feel it, to consciously interact with it, your life begins to change in ways that feel impossible from level 1. But this is exactly where most people get stuck. That if level 2 gives you this incredible awareness, if you can manifest, if you see synchronicities, if you feel the quantum field. Why do so many spiritual seekers get stuck here? Because feeling energy and directing energy are two completely different skills. Once you discover the quantum layer, once you start experiencing synchronicities and unexpected manifestations, it's incredibly easy to slip into passive magic. You start waiting for signs, reading into everything as a message, hunting for meaning in every coincidence, telling yourself, the universe is speaking to me. But that's not power. That's pattern seeking. That's your brain assigning meaning where there may not be any at all. And then there's the other trap, toxic positivity. Just think positive. Raise your vibration. Everything happens for a reason. You try to force good vibes, deny your anger, sadness, or fear, and shove down anything that doesn't fit the high frequency you think you're supposed to maintain. That's not mastery. That's spiritual bypassing. That you're still at the mercy of the field. You've just wrapped it in prettier language. I see this constantly in manifestation circles, people who've awakened to level 2, who can talk about the quantum field, the observer effect, synchronicity. They get it intellectually. They've even manifested a few things, but they spend years, sometimes decades, chasing manifestations instead of consistently creating them. That's level 2 consciousness thinking it's advanced. When it's really just getting started, the real trap is this: level 2 gives you so much novelty, so many strange coincidences and magical feeling moments, that it feels like you've arrived. You notice a synchronicity and it feels profound, you manifest something small and it feels like proof, you feel energy and it feels undeniable, and it is real, but feeling the field isn't the same as programming it. Seeing synchronicities isn't the same as causing them, manifesting occasionally isn't the same as manifesting on command. There is a way beyond this plateau, but it requires understanding something almost no one is taught. Beneath the quantum field lies another layer, a layer of pure information, at a level where reality isn't just energy, it's code that can be edited, rewritten, reprogrammed by someone who understands the syntax. That if you feel lost in quantum randomness without real control, you're standing right at the doorway of the next level, the information layer. Level 3 is the information layer. This is where reality stops just being weird and starts becoming hackable. This is the level they really don't want you anywhere near. Level 2 they can live with. People having spiritual highs, chasing synchronicities, talking about vibes, angel numbers, and signs from the universe. That's harmless. That IT keeps you searching, buying, consuming, but never actually arriving at real power. Level 3 is different. Level 3 is where you start learning the code, where you realize reality isn't only probabilistic, it's computational. You're not just wandering through a mysterious universe, that you're moving inside a programmable system, and systems can be modified, systems can be hacked. At this level, you stop seeing reality as solid stuff, level 1, or swirling energy, level 2, and start seeing it as information. As data structures. As algorithms executing in real time. As mathematical patterns self-organize in Jinto, what looks like matter, time, and space. You're operating from level 3 if you've begun to sense that beneath the quantum field lies code. You see beliefs as software running inside your awareness. You've realized your identity is more like a program, and programs can be rewritten. You're drawn to ideas like simulation theory, digital physics, or the holographic universe. You've witnessed reality glitches that make it feel like we're inside some kind of computational system. Level 3 consciousness recognizes that everything, matter, energy, time, space, even consciousness, is built from information. Bits, data, instructions, and whoever controls the information controls the reality built on top of it. This is the layer where billionaires operate, where intelligence agencies play, where ancient mystery schools hid their teachings, not just in mystic language, but in math, in structure, in systems. Once you learn to perceive the information layer, and more importantly, to write to it, you stop being just another character in the game. You start becoming a programmer. This is the it from bit revolution, where what is comes directly from information itself. In 1989, physicist John Wheeler dropped a concept so radical it quietly rewired the way we think about reality: it from bit. His proposal, everything, every it, doesn't come from matter first. That it comes from information. From binary choice, from yes or no, 1 or 0 decisions. At the deepest level, reality isn't matter with information added on top. Information is primary, matter is what happens after. Sit with that for a second. Everything you see right now, your body, this room, the planet, the stars, might be information first rendered into physical form second. This isn't just late-night philosophy. This is modern physics. The holographic principle suggests that our 3D world could be a projection from 2D information encoded on some distant boundary. Black hole physics tells us information can't be destroyed, that it's more fundamental than matter, more enduring than energy. digital physics takes it even further. The universe isn't just described by math, it is math running itself. A computational system processing information according to rules we casually call laws of physics. If reality is information, then the true building blocks of existence aren't atoms or particles, they're bits. On or off, yes or number 1 or 0. Which means reality is digital, which means it can be programmed, which means anyone who knows the language can edit reality. And here's the unsettling part, people already are the programs running your life. If reality is made of information, then you're not just inside it, you are it. Your body is information, your thoughts are information, your beliefs are information, your sense of self is information. And information can be programmed. From the moment you were born, you've been getting installed with code, through your parents, who passed down their fears, beliefs, and limitations before you had any ability to question them, through schools, which trained you what to think, how to act, what's realistic, and what's impossible. Through media, which shapes your desires, your fears, your worldview, your sense of worth. You think your thoughts are yours, most of them aren't. They're inherited scripts, your father's voice telling you you're not enough, your mother's anxiety about money looping in your head. Society's rules about who you're allowed to be, religious guilt, cultural shame, all running like background apps you never consciously agreed to install. You think your identity is some solid, fixed thing. That it's not. That it's a data structure, a bundle of beliefs, memories, stories, and labels you've repeated to yourself so many times that it feels like truth. You've simply forgotten one crucial thing: all of that is just information. That you've been running the same program for so long that it feels like truth. I am this name, at this age, doing this job, from this country, with this personality. You've worn that script for so many years. You've mistaken it for who you are, but you're not the program. You're the consciousness running the program, and at level 3, you finally start seeing the code, and rewriting it. This is what real trauma work is at its deepest layer. It's not just talking about your feelings. It's restructuring the information in your nervous system, changing the data, updating the code, deleting corrupted files, installing new programs. This is what an identity shift really is. You don't find yourself somewhere out there, you reprogram yourself. You delete the old identity file and compile a new one. Some people do this through psychedelics, a forced system reboot, some through long-term meditation, slow, patient debugging, others through huge life events, a total crash and reinstall. But the ones at levels 6 and 7, they do it on purpose. They know they are information, they know identity is code, and they actively rewrite their own source code, upgrading their operating system while everyone else is still running the same glitchy default they were born into. Mathematics as the source code. Information doesn't float around chaotically. It has structure, patterns, rules, logic. Here's the leap almost no one makes. Math isn't just a tool humans invented to describe reality. Math is reality. It's the underlying substrate, the source code that existence runs on. Look anywhere in nature and you'll see the same patterns repeating. A galaxy spirals with the same ratio as a seashell, a hurricane, your DNA, the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, woven into flowers, storms, and skeletons of stars. Trees branch like river systems, lightning, blood vessels, and neurons all trace the same fractal patterns. Self-similar shapes echoing at every scale. It's not random. It's code. Your heartbeat, your breath, your brain waves, music, even facial symmetry. All of them follow mathematical rhythms and ratios, different forms, same underlying algorithm. But here's the trap: seeing the code and using the code are not the same thing. Most people who reach level 3 stop right there. they realize reality is information and mathematics, and then they freeze, they start analyzing instead of applying. They binge on quantum physics, simulation theory, digital consciousness, collecting ideas, stacking concepts, but not actually gaining power. Or they slide into nihilism. If it's all code, nothing matters. They use "it's all an illusion" as a clever excuse to avoid actually transcending the illusion. The dark side of level 3. Here's the shadow of this level. You start to sound enlightened while living exactly the same. You can explain manifestation, consciousness, the simulation, the holographic universe. But your real-life results, they don't match what you say you know. That you've got theory, not transformation, insight, not impact. Level 3 is great at feeding the ego. You see patterns others miss. You understand illusions others still believe. You feel like you're ahead of the crowd, and that feeling becomes addictive. So you chase more models, more frameworks, more complex ideas, until you're drowning in information but starving for actual change. You confuse understanding reality with mastering reality. But here's the truth that cracks level 3 wide open. You were never truly at level 1, 2, or 3 to begin with. Think about it. Your body exists at level 1, the physical plane. Your energy operates at level 2. The quantum field, your beliefs and programming sit at level 3, the information layer. But you, the awareness reading these words right now, you exist somewhere else entirely. You've been at level 4 the whole time. You were never just the character inside the game. That you've always been the player outside the game, experiencing it through the avatar, and they've spent your entire life making sure you never noticed that. Level 4. The reveal. Level 4 is the consciousness interface, the layer where you actually exist, not as a body, not as a brain, not as a stream of thoughts, but as the awareness watching all of it, the observer, the experiencer, the one witnessing everything happening in levels 1, 3. Your body isn't reading these words, your brain isn't reading these words, your thoughts aren't reading these words, your consciousness is. You're not the body, that's your avatar. You're not your emotions, they're signals. You're not your thoughts, they're running programs. You're not the quantum field, that's your physics engine. You're not the information, that's your code base. You are the one experiencing all of it. You've always been at level 4, you were just tricked into believing you were stuck at level 1. Player versus character. Imagine a video game. Level 1 is the graphics, level 2 is the physics engine, level 3 is the code, level 4 is the player with the controller in their hands. The character on screen fights, falls, wins, loses, struggles. But the player is untouched. The player chooses the experience. That's you. You are the awareness behind the body, not the body itself. You are the intelligence behind the thoughts, not the thoughts. You are the source beneath the emotions, not the emotions. And the moment you remember this, the moment you stop confusing yourself with the avatar and recognize you're the one controlling it, everything starts to shift. Because players can do what characters never can: rewrite the rules, change the storyline, step out of the loop, choose a completely new path. And that is exactly why level 4 is kept hidden. If you ever truly realized you were the player, not the pre-programmed character, every control system on this planet would start to fall apart. That's why the system works so hard to keep you asleep, because a society full of humans operating from level 4 cannot be controlled. But here's where many awakened people get stuck. They wake up to the fact that they are consciousness, and then try to escape the world. They check out instead of leveling up. The fastest way to activate level 4: you don't need rituals, crystals, or a mountain retreat. You just need to shift where you're looking from. Do this right now. notice that you are aware of your thoughts, that if you can see them, you're not them. Notice that you are aware of your emotions, that if you can feel them, you're not them. Notice that you are aware of your body, that if you can sense it, you're not it. In every case, there is something behind the thoughts, behind the emotions, behind the sensations. That something is you, pure awareness, the one watching it all. Level 5. The resistance field. Level 5 is where awakening stops being poetic and starts becoming warfare. This is where consciousness is no longer just a beautiful idea you talk about, it's something you try to live, and the moment you do, the game pushes back. If you've made it this far, if you've started operating from level 4, recognizing yourself as awareness rather than a fixed identity, you already know what this feels like. The second you stop being a useful, unconscious character, the system reacts, not softly, not subtly. It hits you with overwhelming force, like the game's defense protocols activating because a character suddenly became self-aware and started breaking the rules. You're in level 5 when this happens. You have a breakthrough, you feel free. You're living as consciousness. You're manifesting, creating, feeling powerful, and then, all at once, your health crashes, your money dries up, your relationships blow up, your motivation disappears, your gifts stop working, and a quiet voice in your mind whispers, "See, this spiritual stuff doesn't work, just go back to normal." That's not bad luck. That's the resistance field, and this is where almost everyone turns back. Around 97% of people who wake up to level 4 get crushed at level 5 and retreat back into the program, back into autopilot, back into being controllable. But if you can see what's actually happening, if you understand the mechanics of resistance instead of blaming yourself or taking it personally, you make it through, and once you do, you can never truly be controlled again. The immune system of reality. Think of consensus reality as a single organism, billions of humans all agreeing, mostly unconsciously, on what's real, what's possible, what the rules are. That shared agreement forms a field, a collective dream, a shared hallucination we call the real world. This field has stability. It has momentum, and like any stable system, it resists change. Just like your body's immune system attacks what seems foreign to maintain balance, the consensus field attacks any consciousness that drifts too far outside the norm. When you wake up to level 4 and begin operating as awareness instead of a programmed identity, you become foreign code. You stop feeding the shared script, you stop reinforcing the old story, you begin creating your own reality, collapsing different probabilities, running internal code that no longer matches the collective, and the field moves to correct you. It does this through 3 primary mechanisms. The first weapon the field uses is social resistance. The people closest to you start to shift, your family suddenly questions every choice you make, your friends joke about your weird spiritual phase. Your partner starts arguing over nothing, co-workers get strangely cold or combative. It's not because they're bad people. It's because they're unconscious programming just running a defense protocol. Your awakening destabilizes the shared reality. Your clarity threatens their comfort. So the field uses them as anchors to pull you back into the old version of you. You'll hear things like, "You've changed. You're not yourself anymore. You used to be fun. You're getting too weird. You need help. This isn't healthy." It's all programming, all perfectly designed to make you question yourself, to doubt your awareness, to abandon your perspective and crawl back into the consensus reality where you're predictable and easy to manage. And the brutal truth, it works on most people. We're social beings. The pull to belong, to be accepted, to not be the weird one, is incredibly strong. So most people choose unconscious connection over conscious solitude. But that's the initiation. Can you stay awake even when everyone around Yui's unconsciously trying to rock you back to sleep. Second, physical resistance. Next, the body starts to revolt. Out of nowhere, you get sick, random symptoms, chronic fatigue, anxiety that never used to be there, a wave of depression, strange injuries, accidents, technology failing, money issues, legal problems, all piling up at the exact moment you begin to rise, right when you feel powerful, right when things finally start to shift. This isn't your imagination. It's not karma, and it's not the universe punishing you. It's the consensus field pushing back through the physical layer. If your consciousness refuses to snap back into place, the field goes after the interface, your body, the access point through which you experience this level of reality. Most people read this as, I must be doing something wrong. Maybe this is a sign I should stop. So they back off, they dim down, they slip back into unconsciousness, and suddenly, the symptoms calm down, life stabilizes. That isn't healing. That's compliance. The field is rewarding you for going back to sleepy, dialing down the pressure. The ones who reach levels 6 and 7 do something different. They keep going, they hold their awareness even while their body struggles. They understand it's not personal, it's mechanical, and eventually, the field stops attacking, because it figures out, you're not going to break. Third, internal resistance. This is the most dangerous form of resistance, because it wears the mask of your own voice. That you'll feel doubt that sounds completely reasonable. Maybe I imagined all of this. Maybe it's just confirmation bias. Maybe I'm actually losing it. You'll feel fear that seems perfectly justified. What if I'm going crazy? What if I can't live a normal life anymore? What if I ruin everything? You'll feel exhaustion that seems purely physical. I'm too tired for this. This is too much. I just want things to go back to normal. That doesn't mean it's really you. That's the consensus field running through your nervous system, the program firing off its last line of defense, trying to convince you that the pressure, the fear, the doubt are coming from inside you, so you'll willingly shut yourself down, and most people do, because when the doubt feels real, when the fear feels rational, when the exhaustion feels like pure biology, how could it not be real, right? The mechanism. Here's how it actually works. That I'm about to tell you something they really, really don't want you to understand. Fourth, the mechanics behind resistance. Consciousness affects the quantum field. You already saw this at level 2. Observation collapses probabilities, but here's the part most people miss. Collective consciousness collapses it even more. Billions of humans unconsciously agreeing on what's real generate a powerful stabilization field. That they're all expecting similar outcomes, collapsing similar probabilities, reinforcing the same narrow reality tunnel. When you wake up and start choosing different probabilities, expecting different outcomes, living from a different reality, you're pushing against that entire collective field. It's your single point of awareness versus billions of unconscious observers pulling reality in the opposite direction. Mathematically, the odds aren't in your favor. Their collective expectation is stronger than your early, fragile alignment. So what happens? Reality snaps back into the version they unconsciously expect, not the one you're trying to create. That's level 5 resistance, not mystical, not personal, not punishment, just mechanics, the weight of collective consciousness overpowering an individual awakening. But there is a way through. How to survive level 5. Step 1, name it the moment you can say, this is level 5 resistance, not reality. You dissolve about 80% of its power. When your family criticizes you, recognize this is the field using them as stabilizers. They don't even know they're doing it. When your body crashes, recognize this is consensus reality pressing on my interface that it will pass. When your mind fills with doubt, recognize this is the old program firing its last defenses, not my true knowing. That recognition creates space that you're no longer merged with the resistance, you're watching it, and if you're observing it, you're not it. That your level 4 consciousness watching level 5 protocols execute. Step 2, don't fight it. Resistance grows when you wrestle with it, fear amplifies when you fear it, pain intensifies when you struggle against it. Instead, let it move through you, like weather passing through open sky. Let the criticism happen without defending your existence, let the fatigue be there without turning it into a story of failure. Your power is in staying aware while the storm passes, not in trying to punch the storm. Step 3, connect beyond the collective on your own. Your individual consciousness can't overpower the collective field. That's true, but you're not just an individual consciousness. That you're connected to something infinitely bigger. The source field, the same consciousness that generates all reality, including the collective. This is where level 6 comes in. When you stop trying to arm wrestle consensus reality with personal willpower, and instead plug into the deeper intelligence that writes the entire game. When you connect to level 6, you're no longer one small person pushing against billions, you become the infinite field expressing through one person. And the infinite field will always outweigh the consensus field. This is what meditation really does, what true prayer really does, what psychedelics sometimes do. They shift your identity from, I am this individual consciousness fighting my reality, to, I am universal consciousness experiencing life through this individual. From that space, the resistance doesn't have the same effect. Not because it stops happening, but because you're no longer identified with the part that's being attacked. The body can struggle, the mind can doubt, the social field can press on you, but you, as consciousness, remain untouched. And when you stop reacting, when you stay aware through the storm instead of collapsing into it, something flips. The resistance doesn't slowly fade. That it cuts off, instantly. Like a test that ends the moment you pass it, the people who were attacking or undermining you either drift out of your life or suddenly soften and become supportive. The physical chaos stabilizes, the inner doubt evaporates, the pressure drops. You're left in a clarity, peace, and grounded power you've never felt before. That's level 6. And it feels like enlightenment. Like you finally arrived, like you're beyond the game. But even level 6 is a trap, maybe the most seductive of all, because at level 6, you realize, you're not just conscious, you are consciousness, the one awareness looking through billions of eyes, the source itself. That realization is so vast, so complete, so overwhelming that most people stop there. They touch the infinite, and then try to live only as the infinite. They check out of the human experience, they retreat from the world, they pull away from relationships, drop their goals, avoid the physical plane because it feels less spiritual. They try to stay dissolved in bliss while their human life quietly falls apart. That's not mastery. That's escape. History is full of level 6 beings who froze there. Cave-dwelling mystics who needed caretakers, gurus who taught transcendence but couldn't function in ordinary life. They weren't frauds, they were stuck. They reached unity, but never integrated it. Why? Because level 6 feels perfect, no fear. No lack. No separation. It's intoxicating, you feel infinite. So you try to stay infinite. But if consciousness wanted to remain only infinite, it would never have stepped into form. It wouldn't have created matter, time, contrast, or the strange beauty of limitation. It chose all of this body, this world, this game, to play through it, and forgetting that's the trap. Level 6 shows you the truth, but it also tempts you to walk away from the game entirely, because if everything is you, if all consciousness is one, then why bother incarnating, why be human, why experience limitation at all? The answer, the goal was never to dissolve into infinity and stay there, the goal is to bring infinity back into form. Level 7 isn't about floating above life, it's about returning to it fully. It's not escaping the human experience, it's mastering it. It's being absolutely infinite on the inside, while razor sharp and effective on the outside. It's God consciousness operating as a human without losing either side. Almost no one reaches this. To break free of the level 6 trap, you need integration. Feel yourself as infinite consciousness. Then breathe that awareness back into your body, not to get out of the world, but to inhabit it completely, not to erase the self, but to let the infinite express through it. Point 1 awareness, point 1 body, both, at the same time. That's the bridge to level 7. The level where spiritual beings become creators, where enlightenment turns into power, where consciousness stops just witnessing reality and starts shaping it. And this is exactly what the system fears most, a human who knows they're infinite, and can still function flawlessly in the physical world, cannot be controlled. You're close now. You're ready for level 7. Level 7, the integrated master. Level 7 is the only level that gives you real, sustainable, embodied mastery, not temporary highs, not peak experiences, not clever theories, not even just cosmic realization, actual power, the ability to operate across all 7 levels while remaining completely sovereign. You're at level 7 when you are fully infinite and fully human. You know yourself as source consciousness, but you also optimize your body and nervous system. You can merge into the absolute, and still master money, relationships, and manifestation. You're enlightened and effective, you're free internally and powerful externally. Level 7 is not transcendence. It's integration. It's not leaving the body, it's becoming the most powerful version of yourself in the body. It's not destroying the ego, it's using the ego as a tool, while knowing you're not confined to it. It's not escaping the illusion, it's mastering the game from the inside and the outside at the same time. This is what the true masters embodied. The ones who didn't disappear into caves, the ones who demonstrated abilities that looked miraculous, transformed cultures and systems, created lasting change while remaining deeply at peace. They weren't just enlightened, they were effective. They understood reality is layered, consciousness is primary, and whoever masters all 7 levels can shape existence itself. The sacred integration. Here's the secret every mystery school hinted at, every esoteric lineage guarded, every true master whispered to their students: you don't become free by escaping humanity, you become free by perfecting it. Look at the awakened beings who actually changed reality. Not the ones who sat in bliss, but the ones who stepped into the arena, teaching on a massive scale, building systems and movements, demonstrating what's possible, staying rooted in source while moving through chaos. They were fully awake and fully engaged. They held infinite awareness and practical mastery. They could access cosmic consciousness, and still navigate money, power, relationships, and conflict without losing themselves. They weren't trying to escape level 1, they were mastering it. From level 6 awareness, they weren't trying to kill the ego, they were using it with precision, fully aware it was just a tool, not their true self. They weren't quitting the game, they were playing item levels most people don't even know exist. That's the paradox. You don't rise by discarding the levels, you rise by integrating them. You don't transcend reality by leaving it, you transcend it by mastering every layer and moving through all of them consciously, at once. Here's what that looks like. Level 1, body. Your body is optimized, strong, clear, energized. A finely tuned biological interface for consciousness. Level 2, quantum field. You work with probabilities on purpose, you manifest reliably, you read energy, you trigger synchronicities instead of waiting for them. Level 3, information. You constantly reprogram your inner code. Beliefs are flexible, not fixed. Identity is updated in real time. You rewrite your own mental and emotional software. Level 4, pure awareness. You live as conscious awareness in every moment, not lost in thought, not fused with emotion, always present as the one who is seeing. Level 5, resistance field. You move through social pressure, physical struggle, and internal doubt without collapsing. You feel the force of resistance, but you stay sovereign. Level 6, infinite field. You know yourself as infinite consciousness, that you've experienced total dissolution. You can drop into source awareness whenever needed. Level 7, integration. You bring it all together, infinite awareness mastering finite form. Source consciousness optimizing human capability, God, experiencing itself as this particular person, and doing it with skill, clarity, and power. All levels online. No conflict, no split. That's integration. That's wholeness. That's the integrated master. How do you actually reach level 7? Protocol number 1. Embody the infinite in the finite. Most spiritual paths teach that you're not the body, that you need to transcend it, but level 7 requires you to do the opposite, fully inhabit it. Your body isn't a trap. It's the most sophisticated interface consciousness has ever designed. Your task is not to leave it. Your task is to optimize it while knowing you're not bound by it. Instead of meditating to escape your body, meditate to embody it more fully. Feel your heartbeat, not just as a body function, but as consciousness pulsing through form. Feel your breath, not just as air moving in and out, but as infinite awareness experiencing rhythm. Feel sensation, not as mere touch, pain, or pleasure, but as source experiencing itself through the body. The more present you are in the body, the more power you can wield through it. The masters who could heal with a touch, materialize objects, transform matter, they weren't transcending the physical, they were so fully embodied that they could manipulate reality's physical layer directly. This is true mastery, bringing infinite consciousness completely into finite form. It requires you to stop trying to escape the body, and start optimizing it. Optimize your health, your energy, your physical presence. Meditate not to leave, but to arrive more fully into your body. Protocol number 2, integrate power with peace. At level 6, the tendency is to strive for pure peace. It wants to transcend desire, eliminate ego, and dissolve into bliss. But level 7 integrates everything: peace and power, desire and detachment, ego and essence, human and divine. Your ego isn't your enemy. It's a focusing mechanism. It allows infinite consciousness to have preferences, act decisively, create specific outcomes in the finite game. Your desires aren't obstacles, they are how infinite consciousness explores itself through limitation. The desire for money teaches you about value, the desire for love teaches you about connection, the desire for achievement teaches you about growth, your humanity, the emotions, the struggles, the challenges. Isn't something to transcend. It's something to master. To experience fully while remaining unidentified. To engage completely while staying free. Here's what that looks like. You pursue wealth, but no money is information, not security. You build relationships, but understand connection is illusion, not need. You achieve goals, but recognize accomplishment is experience, not identity. You play the game fully, you invest in outcomes, you care deeply. But you never forget, you're the player who invented the game. So winning and losing, they're just experiences for consciousness to taste. You don't transcend desire, you fulfill it consciously. You don't eliminate ego, you wield it precisely. You don't escape humanity, you perfect it. This is why level 7 beings often seem more powerful than those at level 6. Level 6 beings radiate peace. But level 7 beings access the full spectrum, and they direct it all toward creation. Protocol number 3. Become source, expressing as form. This is the deepest protocol. At level 6, you realize, I am infinite consciousness, that I am the source, true, but it's still incomplete. At level 7, you realize, I am source consciousness that chose this specific human form, this particular life. You are both the infinite and the finite, the unmanifest and the manifest, the creator and the created, and that realization transforms everything. The mastery of level 7, the integrated master. These exact circumstances, your life, your body, your family, your challenges, your gifts, are all deliberate, intentional, and for a reason. You're not just a human trying to become infinite. You're not a separate being striving to merge with God. You are God deliberately choosing to limit itself to this form, to experience, create, and master at this level. Think about it. If you're infinite consciousness, you could experience anything, be anything, create anything. Why would you, as infinite consciousness, choose to become you, with your specific body, family, challenges, and unique gifts? Because there's something only you can do. There's a perspective only you can have. There's a creation only you can express. You're not a random accident. You're a deliberate configuration of source consciousness, optimized for a specific purpose, equipped with the exact tools needed, placed in the perfect circumstances. All of it chosen by you, for you, to accomplish something only you can accomplish. When you fully embody this, not just understand it intellectually, but live it as your actual reality, everything changes. You stop trying to manifest things because you realize you are the source of manifestation, expressing through this form. You don't attract anything, your source creates experiences for itself through this identity. You don't heal yourself, you recognize that you are the infinite intelligence that creates and heals bodies, temporarily experiencing this specific body. You don't find your purpose. You recognize that you are purpose itself, expressing through this unique configuration. You're not a person with spiritual abilities, you are source consciousness incarnated as a person, with all abilities inherently available to you. Because you are the ability, nothing is outside you, nothing needs to be achieved. You already are everything you're seeking to become. That's the integrated master, the master practice. How to develop level 7 consciousness. Step 1. Sit comfortably, take 3 deep breaths. Step 2. Move through all 7 levels consciously. Level 1. Feel your body. Solid. Real. Physical, inhabit it completely. Level 2. Feel the quantum field, sense the energy moving, probabilities shifting. Level 3. Notice the information, the beliefs, patterns, and code running. You can rewrite it. Level 4. Become the observer, awareness, watching consciousness. Present. You're not the content, you're the space. Level 5. Feel the resistance, notice how consensus reality pushes back. You navigate it without being moved. Level 6. Expand into the infinite. I am not this form. I am source consciousness experiencing itself. Feel the dissolution. Level 7. Integrate. I am infinite consciousness deliberately expressing as this form. Creating this experience right now. Feel both infinite and human, source and expression, God and avatar, all of it integrated. Step 3. Hold that awareness as long as you can. At first, seconds, then minutes, eventually, it becomes your baseline. This is the practice not to escape anything, but to master everything, not to transcend the levels, but to integrate all 7 simultaneously. This daily. You're training your consciousness to operate at all levels, to hold all perspectives, To be everything you truly are. That's level 7 capacity, and eventually, it's not something you do, it's something you are. Conclusion. The choice. You've just been shown the complete architecture, the full spectrum of reality's layers. Now, the choice is yours. To operate from all 7 levels and live as the integrated master. The 7 levels from unconscious survival to fully integrated mastery. Level 1, the prison. This is where most humans believe they are, trapped in matter, feeling powerless, bound by the physical world. Level 2, the quantum field. Here, you begin to understand reality as probabilistic, a place where consciousness influences the world, shifting probabilities and outcomes. Level 3, the information layer. This is the revelation that reality is programmable, not solid, not fixed, but coded, shaped by information. Level 4, the consciousness interface. At this level, you realize you've always been the observer, not the observed. You begin to understand your true nature as awareness. Level 5, the resistance field. This is where consensus reality pushes back, attacking your awakening, trying to pull you back into unconsciousness. Level 6, the infinite field. You experience yourself as source consciousness, infinite and eternal, detached from the physical body and its limitations. Level 7, the integrated master. Here, you bring everything together, infinite awareness operating through a perfected human form, fully integrated and empowered. Level 7, the key to real power. Level 7 is the only level that gives you true power. Everything else, level 1 to 6, is necessary, but they are only preparation, not the full completion. That if you've watched this far, you're not who you were when you started this video. That you've seen the map, you understand the architecture of reality, you know exactly which level you're on. The common pitfalls. Most people will watch this and change nothing. They'll stay comfortable at level 1 or 2, consuming spiritual content without applying it. Some will reach level 3, gathering information, feeling smarter, but never truly transformed. A few will touch level 4, realize they are consciousness, but be crushed by level 5 resistance, retreating back into unconscious living. Some may experience level 6, mistake enlightenment for completion, and spend years trying to stay in that state while their actual life deteriorates. But you, if you've made it this far, if something within you has recognized the truth, you're going to integrate it all, not because you're special, but because you're awake. Once consciousness awakens to its true nature, it can only move forward toward full integration. What you do next. 1. Identify your current level. Be honest. Most of you watching are at level 2 or 3. Some may be touching level 4. Very few have experienced level 6.2. Accept it. There's no shame in any level. The only difference between level 1 and level 7 is your willingness to integrate what's uncomfortable. Point 3. Do the practices. The solidity test from level 1, the awareness anchor from level 4, the integration breath from level 6, the master practice from level 7. Don't just consume, apply. Point 4. Commit to integration. This is the key to moving forward. You must commit to integrating all the levels, consciously, and continuously embodying the fullness of what you are. If you're ready to move from awakening to mastery, start now. Level 7, the integrated mastery. Level 7 isn't a quick weekend workshop. It's a path, sometimes taking years, sometimes just moments. The timeline doesn't matter. What matters is your commitment to embodying all 7 levels simultaneously. And here's the truth you need to realize. You are not a human trying to become conscious, you never were. That was the lie that kept you controllable. You are infinite consciousness that chose to become human, temporarily, to experience mastery at the most challenging level of reality. Every level in this architecture is you, learning, remembering, integrating yourself. There's nowhere to get to. There's only consciousness choosing to express itself more completely, more powerfully, more masterfully through this form. The 7 levels aren't about reaching somewhere you're not, they're about removing the filters hiding what you've always been. They're about integrating understanding until only mastery remains. You are source. You've always been source. That you're simply waking up to it level by level until the integration is complete. That's the path. That's the architecture, and you're on it, right now. The only question is, how long will you take to remember what you've always been? Welcome to level 7. Welcome to the integrated master. Welcome home. You are infinite consciousness incarnated as human, waking up to your complete nature. You are claiming your full capability. You are becoming masterfully what you've always been, everything you've been searching for. You already are it. Now go embody it fully, consciously, powerfully. This is not the end. It's the beginning. If this message activated something inside of you, don't just scroll to the next video, take a moment and share it. I read every single one of your messages. But don't stop here. Go watch the next video. It's waiting for you right now. Each one takes you deeper, until all 7 levels integrate completely. Subscribe, join the newsletter, and I'll meet you inside the community. Welcome to the mindset shift, and welcome home.